Hello, cousin. I am Uncle Mike, your favorite YouTuber's favorite uncle, and this is year 3 of my YouTube channel. And as you can see, we are back at the Hobbit Hole because one of the things that we need to do is we need to expand the hole. And as you know, I'm all about expanding holes. That didn't really sound right, but I'm all into expanding holes. And watching the first Hobbit Hole video, one of the things that I realized, thought I saw something moving out there, because we already have deer, the signs of deer at the Hobbit Hole. Amazing! But watching the first video down here at the Hobbit Hole, I knew that we needed to make the hole bigger. And the main reason is just because in the future, we are going to be planting some clover, some type of ground cover. And so I wanted to make it bigger, especially because that way it just showed up better in the video, because some of the shots with the wide angle, it just looked too small. So we need to make the hole bigger. So we'll be doing that today. We'll also be putting a game camera down here and refilling the bag feeder, because like I said, there are already signs of deer here at the Hobbit Hole, but let's get them on camera. And remember, there's also a purpose here for the Hobbit Hole, which is to be our laboratory, where we can test products and techniques and just laugh and learn about the laws and science of nature. Amazing! So what we are going to be doing for our experiment today while at the Hobbit Hole is, if you've been watching my YouTube videos, then you know that for the first 2 years of my YouTube channel, I almost exclusively used a GoPro Hero 7 for all of the footage. So we are going to be doing a versus down here with 3 different cameras. The camera that I'm shooting on right now is my newest camera, which is my Sony Zv-1. And so it's a new camera. I like it. I use almost all of my cameras on auto mode. I don't do any of the Pro Tune stuff, except for this camera does have that blur background, which is a really cool feature, but I haven't set that up for this shot, because last time when I would look over my shoulder on the first Hobbit Hole video, it was kind of blurry, so I didn't blur the background this time. But I also, so that's the newest camera right here. Hello, amazing! Is the Sony Zv-1. But like I said, the Hero 7 was my exclusive camera, and that is right over here. Hello, and it's wide angle. I almost always use it exclusively in wide angle, just because it is a sport camera. So Hero 7, you've been so good to me. I will continue to use you, especially for hyper lapses and those wide angle shots, especially because of your hyper stabilization. It is amazing, especially when we do hikes. And then another camera that I have that I haven't used, and that is a Tactacam 5.0, and that is right here. This is the Tactacam 5.0, which is really marketed as a camera for hunters, because it comes with a whole bunch of different mounts that you can put on your crossbow or gun. And so that is that camera right there. So I'm going to kind of back up a little bit here. That way we can get similar footage from all 3 cameras, whether it be the Sony Zv-1, whether it be the GoPro Hero 7, or whether it be the Tactacam 5.0. So those are the 3 cameras that I have. And actually I do have a 4th camera out there, and that is my Mavic Mini drone, but I haven't brought that down because we still need to clear out some trees. So our main purpose today is to expand the Hobbit Hole and make it bigger. So let's get to work.
I've been feeling restless. This city is relentless. It wears me down and leaves me dry. I could use some water, somewhere that I can wander, where I can finally see the sky. All the noise and all the chaos, I only want to hear the sound of the earth. I only want to feel the ground underneath. No pavement, no concrete, just leaves and my...
All right, cousin, well, we chopped down more of the trees because one of the reasons that we did that is because I want to make a bigger plot, because in the future we will be planting, as I've said, some ground cover, some clover or something like that. And so one of the things that we need to do is just make the plot bigger. So the next step here that we're going to do, cousin, is that we are going to go ahead and rake and make a bigger area. And so again, though, we are testing 3 different cameras out here. We are testing the Sony Zv-1 right here, the GoPro Hero 7 right here, and the Tactacam 5.0. And I think I'm recording on the Tactacam. I'm not sure if I actually was recording on the first go round, so we will see when we get to the footage, because I was a little confused here as to what the solid green and the flashing green actually meant, because on the Sony it's a solid red light. On the GoPro, when you're recording, it's a flashing red light, and then I think on the Tactacam 5.0 it's a flashing green light. So got to figure out what everything does, but I am going to get back to work raking here and expanding the Hobbit Hole.
Buildings into mountains, streams instead of fountains. Take all the gray and turn it green. People like a sea flowing through the street, passing over me, passing over me. All the noise and all the chaos.
Okay, cousin. Well, I really don't know which camera to look at, whether I look at the Sony Zv-1 or if I look at the GoPro Hero 7 or the Tactacam 5.0. But that was the purpose down here, was to go ahead and do a versus between these 3 cameras. So I'm anxious to look and see what the footage looks like, get a direct comparison and learn some things. But down here at the Hobbit Hole, we have cleaned it up. We have expanded the hole. Amazing! In preparation of planting some clover or ground cover down here. I think the product that we will use in the future is going to be called Throw and Grow. I've actually used it a little bit at the house. It seems to take hold pretty quickly, but I'm going to wait until warmer weather here in the spring when we will go ahead and plant that, cousin, and take a look at how that goes, because I think it's going to be pretty nice. I like the expansion of the Hobbit Hole here. But one of the things that we are going to do, one of the last things that we are going to do here today at the Hobbit Hole, well, it's actually 2 things. We are going to set up a game camera because there have already been deer here. There are all kinds of signs down there at the bag feeder. So that is amazing. So we will put up a game camera, but since we're putting up the game camera, one of the things that we need to do is also go ahead and put some more corn in the Moultrie bag feeder, because that is a product that I have been testing. It seems to work out great at the house, and it seems to have already started to work here at the Hobbit Hole. So I'm going to get back to work filling the bag feeder and putting up the game camera. cousin, we are done here with our second visit to the Hobbit Hole. We've expanded the hole, we filled the bag feeder, and we put out the game camera, but we have already seen signs of deer here at the Hobbit Hole. Amazing! But the other purpose of the Hobbit Hole, not just to attract prey and slay and eat them, but it is also our laboratory where we can learn and test products and techniques, and also learn the laws and science of nature. But one of the other things that we can then do while we are down here, though, is have some fun. Not really sure where I was going. I kind of lost my train of thought, but I'm almost 50 years old, so that happens a lot, cousin. But what we have done here is we have done a versus down here. We have done a versus of the Sony Zv-1 versus the GoPro Hero 7 versus the Tactacam 5.0. So I hope you get some benefit out of this if you are looking at any one of these cameras. But these are my main three cameras, and yes, I do have a Mavic Mini, but I only use that when I really want to do a specific shot. So these are my main cameras, so I hope that this is useful to you. I think it's going to be very useful to me. Well, this has been our second visit to the Hobbit Hole. So, well, cousin, thank you for watching. Please go down, click that like button, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to support my channel, then please buy me a coffee. And remember, cousin, thumbs up because you are amazing. I'm your favorite YouTuber's favorite uncle. I am Uncle Mike.
I only want to hear the sound of the earth. I only